Right. We will call to order the Tuesday, February 16th annual report meeting of the Clay Township Board, commencing at 6:01 p.m. If we could say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
To the flag
of
the United States of America,
to the republic
for which it stands,
One nation,
under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Well, now that
We should avoid
comedy
that.
hour is over.
The best part.
Can I tell a quick story?
Please.
About the pledge? When I first represented the second township I ever represented 32 years ago, they will remain nameless, but they were on the southeast side of Marion County. And we met in Smith's Meat Market. I kid you not. There were the three board members, the trustee, myself, and they put a flag toothpick in a deal. We said the Pledge of Allegiance together. So I kid you not.
No.
Oh, the next item on the agenda is recognition of outstanding citizen by the Clay Township Board and Trustee. And this evening, we are privileged, I believe, to recognize Christina Sorensen, who has been leading the helm at Janus Developmental for many years. She has become a very, very good friend of mine. Chris has expanded the Janus organization several fold. It allowed us to acquire a lot more land, pounced on some opportunities we would never had otherwise. She's done so many relationships with all the members of the community have made it so we can continue to improve that building and serve the clients as no other organization can. She's pulled us through, led us through this COVID-19 challenge with flying colors, cares deeply about everybody. Just a phenomenal individual. And unfortunately, Chris has decided that she's gonna take another phase, move on to the next phase of her life, and it doesn't include residing in Indiana. So, Chris, thank you for everything you've done for the township, or for Janus and for the township, and always making sure that when we've had a need, you've responded. And we want to give you this award. We'll give it to you physically, but we wish you the best of luck in the future, and I know Colorado will treat you well. Doug?
Well,
Do you have anything?
Turn on your mic, Doug. Turn on your mic, Doug.
Chris, we got a plaque for you, but it wasn't ready. And I thought maybe what we would do is once we'll have it by the end of the week or the first of next week, and you can stop by the office and we'll present it to you. At that time, what we'll do it in the lobby. It'll be just probably me and you, and that'll be it. We really appreciate everything you've done, like Matt says. Matt, did I give you the writing on what it's? Let me see something here.
Yeah, it says
Okay,
presented to Christina Sorensen, President and CEO of Janus Development, from July of 2012 into March of 2021, for recognition and appreciation of your commitment, dedication, and many years of loyal service to the Carmel Clay community. On behalf of the Township Board, Trustee, and staff, this February 16th, 2021.
yay!
Congratulations,
Well, thank you very much. Matt, you just were like, I almost started crying. I didn't know you were gonna say all those kind things. That was really very much appreciated, and it really touched me. It's been a true pleasure being at Janus, a real blessing in my life, just being able to meet so many people in the community, and people who really care and really want to make a difference. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for this honor. And I just, I will miss you all tremendously, but if you ever want to come to Colorado, you'll have a place to stay.
I think
Where
we've had
are you
enough
going,
snow
Chris?
here. We don't need to go to Colorado.
Where are you
I'm
going?
gonna-
Where are you moving to?
I'm moving to Gunnison, Colorado. I don't know, it's kind of southwest of,
Okay.
yeah, kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys, I'm one of 3 people that are hiring Chris's replacement, and it's went amongst the most challenging things I've ever done, because not a single person's going to live up to what you've been able to do on your own, and I foresee it's going to take a couple people to fill your shoes, Chris. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And if you don't want to hang out and watch the rest of this, you're welcome to pop off.
Well, I do have a few chores to do out in the snow, so I will get to that. But once again, thank you so much. It's been a true pleasure. Good night
Thanks,
now.
Chris.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, Chris.
Bye-bye.
Can we hear a motion to approve the minutes from the organizational board meeting held on January 5th?
I move to approve the minutes.
I second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Unanimously 2-0. Action items. Organized Board of Finance pursuant to Indiana Code 5-13-7-6 to elect chairman and secretary. I'd nominate Paul Hensel to be chairman.
Do I second my own?
Gonna have to.
I second it.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I would nominate myself to be secretary.
I second that.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Done. Review the investment policy that was sent out. It shows all of our current investments, including our current bond money that has not been spent down yet. Doug, are there any comments, anything it wasn't black and white that we need to know about on that?
No, this is the biggest thing, or probably the most important thing, is at the top there is our 6 public funds that we have, which is 7,371,073.34. And then all of our GO bonds, which we pay out of this office, there's a total of 44,213,216.71, with a grand total of both the public funds and the general obligation bonds being 51,584,290.05. And then the other ones are controlled. Huntington Bank takes care of those. We the other 3 bonds there you see down below. Huntington Bank handles 2 of them, and then US Bank handles the other one. And it's got its totals there. Unless somebody has a question, Angie's on with us. We can, if I can't answer it, I know Angie can. That's all I've got.
Do we accept that?
Yes.
I would move to accept the investment policy.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And next action item is approval of the 2020 annual report. That is what it is. Does anybody have any questions about it? Hearing
None here.
none, I'd move to approve the 2020 annual report.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
2-0.
Hey, Matt, the only thing I would say on this is if you take the annual report and you look at the totals on the GO bonds and our funds, and it should match what's in our report of investments at 51,584,290.05, and they do. That's the important thing, that they match.
Thank you, Doug.
Mm-hmm.
You want to tell us about the 1782 notice?
The 1782 notice, we did receive that. We got everything we asked for as far as for our budget. We are our total, well, our rate tax levy is 0.0741, which is considerably low. Of course, we don't have the fire anymore, or the park and recreation. Well, the park and recreations, we already paid out the lit money. But for the most part, that's all. All of the going back to the sheet you guys have in front of you. Like I say, each one of the general fund, the debt service fund, township assistance, and fire building fund are the only two funds that are actually active. The rainy day, we didn't budget anything out of there or appropriate any money out of there. The fire we didn't appropriate, and recreation we didn't appropriate. And eventually the fire and recreation will go away later on, where if we ever need to do something with that, we probably will have next year. So that's basically it. The important thing is we got it approved by the DLGF.
Thank you, Doug.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Dave Ford.
Yes. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I put your report up if you want it up,
Okay.
Dave.
All right. Thanks, Brian. Good evening. Thanks for having me join you today. Sorry I couldn't get in right away. I think what the report up here is kind of our year-end report of where we are with the impact program right now. If you'll go to the second page there where that says budget. Right there is a listing of all of the township projects that we have. The real synopsis here, as much as anything, this is through the end of December 31st of 2020. You'll see almost every project is at least somewhat under construction. We do have some that have not started actual construction, and that can be a little bit talked about in the second part of this. At the bottom, you'll see that we have a total bond amount of about $64.1 million. Of that, as of the end of the year, we spent approximately 14 million of that. I can tell you that given through the last 2 months of billings of January and February, that amount is about $19.5 million to date. Of that, of significance is, if you look, the big jobs we have going on are just kicking off, which is the admin building, the Badger Field House, the Monon, and the sister cities. So that's a bulk of really kind of the larger projects we have going on. We have one more roundabout to build two more roundabouts to build at Central Park, and a couple of the parks projects that really are just to the point of just bidding those right now. But all construction projects for the most part are still kind of set to complete through the end of the year. We will have some work that will carry over to the spring of next year.
Hey, Dave and
Yes.
Angie, you're on. Yeah, Angie's still on. Since a couple of our projects were delayed, we didn't get it. We're not going to spend the thrust of it as soon as we initially thought. Can we get an updated maybe interest schedule? I mean, is there going to be a little bit of extra money just from money sitting in an account longer than we anticipated? Is that what happens, Angie?
Yeah, we can look at that to see what the investment assumption we made when we issued the debt. Of course, with where things are and continue to decline, we'll see where that is. I think it's important too to get an understanding of when we think that construction money will be spent. I mean, we have certain spend down requirements that we needed to meet from the IRS perspective. So we want to make sure too that we are still trying to hit certain goals, realizing things don't always go as planned. I think that's okay. I think the positive is that we are not able to earn very much interest. So that does help when it comes to what we would have to rebate to the IRS. But we can take a look at that for sure, Matt, and just kind of look and estimate what the interest earnings are based on what it's currently being invested at. and then want to get a game plan of to make sure that we are spending the money down like, as quick as we can within a reasonable timeline.
Thank you, Angie.
Yep.
Dave, do you want to send Angie just kind of the anticipated spend?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Yeah, Angie, why don't you and I get on a phone call, and then I can get you exactly what you're going to need.
That sounds great.
So
Okay.
then if I can ask a question, Angie, then if let's say the